I'll be getting some reactions from Mehul Choksi, the man who's been accused in the multi-crore rupee PNB bank fraud case along with Nirav Modi. Let's cross live.
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same.
And companies.
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same.
We have our executive editor Meetu Jain who's with us on the phone line. Meetu, a first reaction coming in from Mehul Choksi saying that the charges levelled against him by the ED are wrong and that they have illegally attached his properties.
Well, you see, at this moment what is happening, the reason why Mehul Choksi is coming out and clarifying his stand in the media is that the extradition proceedings against Mehul Choksi have started in Antigua, and there is a possibility that, the government of India would prevail on the Antiguan authorities to extradite Mehul Choksi. So that's one reason why he's trying to clear his stand, and he's saying that he's not only been framed, but he's been framed with a mala fide intent, and that essentially where his business is concerned, his business is absolutely clear. We've been speaking with Mehul Choksi ourselves, and yesterday we've been talking to him. He says that, the reason why he is not coming back is because his travel documents have been seized, and also where his properties are concerned, they've all been seized. So essentially, if he wants to pay back the money, there is no way he can do because his properties have all been seized. So now that might be the stand taken by Mehul Choksi, and Nirav Modi also, but that's not how the agencies look at it. As far as we are concerned, remember, Sini, let's not forget the fact that the FIR was filed on the 13th of January. The Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange were informed on the 10th of January. But 1 week before that, on the 3rd or the 4th of January, Mehul Choksi had already fled, from India. So essentially, they knew what was coming, and not just that, Mehul Choksi had actually applied for Antiguan citizenship much before that. His citizenship had already come through in November. So they were making plans to flee the country. Now, of course, they are crying foul because there is a possibility of an extradition coming up.
Right, Meetu, stay on with us. Let's once again listen into that statement being made by Mehul Choksi.
Route LOU's money to offshore accounts and companies.
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same.
Route LOU's money to offshore accounts and companies.
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same.
Meetu Jain, our executive editor, is with us live. Meetu, what's the status of extradition proceedings as far as Mehul Choksi is concerned? Meetu, can you hear me?
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless.
Alright, we'll try and reconnect with Meetu Jain. Meanwhile, let's once again play out that reaction Mehul Choksi, where, as expected, he's saying that the charges levelled against him by the Enforcement Directorate are wrong. Also saying that his properties are being illegally attached.
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless.
Route LOU's money to offshore accounts and companies.
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same. Properties illegally without there being any basis of the same.
He has accused you of setting up shell companies to LOU's money.
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same.
Route LOU's money to offshore accounts and companies.
All the allegations labelled by the ET are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same.
ED has accused you of setting up shell companies to
Mehul Choksi, they're saying my brand value has come down to zero. Everything I have has been seized. They can sell off my assets and pay whoever has to be paid. These are more details emerging from that reaction that's coming in from Mehul Choksi. Business Today has more details. We're going to try and connect with our business editor for more as well. a first reaction coming in from Mehul Choksi. We have Ankit Kumar, who's with us on the phone line. Ankit, share more details with us. I want to understand what the status of extradition is as far as Mehul Choksi is concerned.
The status of extradition, Simi, as of now is that India has put forward 2 extradition requests. First was sent in the last week of June. Second was in the month of August. In the month of August, what has happened is that Indian High Commissioner Mr. Mahalingam went to Antigua and met the Prime Minister of Antigua, Mr. Brown, and he submitted an updated charge sheet. But after that, there has been no communication from the Antiguan government, no official communication. The reason that was told to Indian authorities was that the Director of Public Prosecutor of Antigua was on leave. He has returned to Antigua in the last week of August, and now he's back. He has been given the charge to respond to the charges that has been made by the Indian agencies. But as of now, the extradition request is stuck in Antigua. As far as the statement of Mr. Choksi is concerned, there is a new development in this case also. Before Mr. Choksi, through his lawyer, Mr. David Dorset, has filed an application before the Antiguan High Court. What he is now claiming is, Simi, is that because the Indian agencies managed to seize the servers of Mehul Choksi's companies, he has lost all the data to defend himself. And because he cannot defend himself, he cannot go back to India. So this is a new defense that he has put forward. Simi?
Absolutely. Ankit, stay on with us in this video statement coming in from Mehul Choksi a day after he spoke to a national daily and said that he has his brand value has gone down to 0. He also said that everything that I have has already been seized. I can sell off my assets and pay whoever has to be paid. In terms of extradition, I feel that the progress is almost come to a knot, considering that India has failed to convince the Interpol to issue the red corner notice, without which the Antiguan government seems unwilling to act.
The Interpol cannot issue a red corner notice because in this case, his whereabouts are known. He's not hiding. He's saying that he's in Antigua. He's claiming that he's not even an Indian citizen.
Then what's the way out? Without a red corner notice, the Antiguan authorities are refusing to move.
That's where the diplomacy comes in. India will have, remember, Antigua is a country where almost 20 to 30% of the GDP is contributed by the foreign investors. People like Mehul Choksi, big businessmen invest their money in Antigua. So India will somehow have to convince the government of Antigua that it is important for them to extradite Mehul Choksi. It's more of a diplomatic war, diplomatic tussle than an investigative process, Simi.
All right, Ankit, stay on with us. Let's once again listen in to that response coming in from Mehul Choksi.
All the allegations.
ED has accused you of setting up shell companies to route LOU's money to offshore accounts and companies.
All the allegations labeled by the ED are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of.
ED has accused you of setting up shell companies to route LOU's money to offshore accounts and companies.
All the allegations. The passport authorities revoked my passport altogether, in view of which I was immobilized on 16 February. I received an email from the passport office which said that my passport has been suspended due to reasons of security threat to India on 20th February. I sent an email to the regional passport office, Mumbai, requesting them to revoke the suspension of my passport. However, I did not receive any reply from the regional passport office. Further, the regional passport office did not give any explanation as on why my passport has been suspended and how I was a security threat to the India. Hence, as my passport was suspended, there was no question of surrendering the same.
To offshore accounts and companies.
Several points being made by Mehul Choksi as he speaks to the press. We have Tom Vatikan of the Congress Party who's with us on the phone line. Mr. Vatikan, it seems that the Indian administration is in a situation where it's being unable to move forward in the extradition case. The Antiguan authorities are asking for a red corner notice or some sort of paperwork to arrest and extradite Mehul Choksi. The Interpol has refused to issue a red corner notice because Mehul Choksi's location is already known, and it seems that India cannot think of other options.
They have attached my properties illegally.
There is a saying in rural India that if a man is actually sleeping, it's not difficult to wake him up. But if a man is pretending to sleep, then it's very difficult to wake him up. That is the status of our administration. And why they're doing it, I don't know. Point is, the accused will definitely say what he is saying, that he is not guilty, and he will scream over rooftops. But pray, why did he leave this country? If he is all that clean, the simple question the common man is asking, why all this running, traveling all over the place? Why is he feeling guilty? If face a trial, face the law of the land, and he travels, he has information coming in, advanced to even as the administration thinks he thinks 2 steps ahead. He's been doing all that, and then he gives a bite thing that is, I couldn't clearly listen to all the conversation that was said because the sound was not, the audio was not too good. All that few words I picked up, that he is innocent and that his property has been confiscated indeed. Now, be what it may, come back, face a trial. This will be a fair trial, and face the music. But why are you not doing that instead of issuing bites, traveling all over the place, getting your statement issued on prime time, what have you, all facilities. And what has he done? He's stolen money from India, the exchequer's money. Be what it may, I think it is the duty of the government to get him back and face trial in India.
All right, Mr. Vatikan, stay on with us. We also have Shaina NC of the BJP who's with us on the phone line. Shaina NC, your first reaction, Mehul Choksi is giving interviews in Antigua now saying that he's innocent. The Indian administration seems to have run out of options because the Interpol is refusing to issue a red corner notice because Mehul Choksi's location is already known. What are the other options that the government can explore at this point?
Firstly, I don't understand why Mr. Mehul Choksi chooses to be in denial mode. The Enforcement Directorate has sent a reminder to the Interpol about the application seeking a red corner notice against Mr. Mehul Choksi in connection with the 2 billion PNB money laundering case, which the officials have testified to on Monday itself. Now, if there is a detailed request issuing and asking for an arrest warrant against him by global police bodies, which has been followed up by us, I think we must give it to the investigative agencies who are not basing this on some kind of a witch hunt, that the information about the criminal case filed, whether it's the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which was filed way back, or whether it is the National Central Bureau of Interpol of India, which has basically entrusted the CBI. Both the ED and CBI are probing this case collectively, and there is no kind of an agenda of anyone except the facts of this case. So if he is trying to pretend to be some kind of a fugitive on the run, seeking asylum, we must understand that the Interpol has asked 192 member countries to arrest and detain if he is spotted. So we have done our job, and as far as the agencies are concerned, I'm glad they have had a free and fair hand, because this is not a political conspiracy. This is about facts of how a fugitive billionaire, so to say, looted our banks and chose to try and get away scot-free, but this government won't allow him to do so.
All right, Shaina NC and Tom Vatikan, stay on with us. Let's once again listen into what Mehul Choksi has to say there.
In India, after you have retained citizenship of Antigua,
the passport authorities revoked my passport altogether, in view of which I was immobilized on 16 February. I received an email from the passport office which said that my passport has been suspended due to reasons of security threat to India on 20th February. I sent an email to the regional passport office, Mumbai, requesting them to revoke the suspension of my passport. However, I did not receive any reply from the regional passport office. Further, the regional passport office did not give any explanation as on why my passport has been suspended and how I was a security threat to the India. Hence, as my passport was suspended, there was no question of surrendering the same.
In India, after you have retained citizenship of Antigua,
the passport authorities revoked my passport altogether, in view of which I was immobilized on 16 February. I received an email from the passport office which said that my passport has been suspended due to reasons of security threat to India on 20th February. I sent an email to the regional passport office, Mumbai, requesting them to revoke the suspension of my passport. However, I did not receive any reply from the regional passport office. Further, the regional passport office did not give any explanation as on why my passport has been suspended and how I was a security threat to the India. Hence, as my passport was suspended, there was no question of surrendering the same.
We have India Today's Sahil Joshi and Rahul Srivastav live with us this afternoon. Sahil, to you first. Mehul Choksi saying that he wrote to the Mumbai passport office asking them to revoke the suspension. There was no communication that he got from them, only a notification that his passport had been cancelled. No reasons were given for it. Is this how investigations usually work as well, or is this an abnormality?
No, this is really surprising because now, the new information which has come to light that Mehul Choksi had already acquired citizenship of Antigua in November 2017. That is even before the FIR was registered against him in the end of January. Now, it looks like that he already knew that there is going to be an FIR because the PNB officials have already started suspecting wrongdoing by Gokulnath Shetty and his associates. And since April 2017, the PNB officials were objecting to, continue with the letter of understanding which the Mehul Choksi and his nephew Nirav Modi were using to transfer funds abroad. That's what even ED says. The charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate clearly shows that how Mehul Choksi, his overseas companies, entities controlled and managed by Mehul Choksi, used by him for siphoning off proceeds of crime in Hong Kong, UAE and other countries. In fact, he was also talking about the confiscated assets of him in India. Now, what the ED has found out that he has actually overvalued his assets because his book value was somewhat more than 1,280 crores, whereas in reality it has come down to 597 crores. That is nearly 47% below than what he had actually showed in his books. So it was a clear-cut fraud. That's what the ED believes, and his communication with the passport office is something which is something which the agencies do not understand, because now the agencies knows that he has already taken the citizenship of Antigua. Now this is what even Mehul Choksi is fighting with Interpol, because Interpol, when the investigating agencies asked Interpol to issue the red corner notice, the Mehul Choksi, when communicated by the Interpol, clearly tried to say that he is an Antiguan citizen, he is not an Indian citizen anymore. So the request from the Indian authorities should not be entertained, and that's what the Interpol has even asked the Indian authorities, that are they mixing Nirav Modi's case with Mehul Choksi. So Mehul Choksi's again try to create some kind of a confusion here. That's what it clearly looks like, and that's what the investigating agencies are also saying.
Right, Sahil, stay on with us. Let's also get a word from Rahul Srivastav. Rahul, Mehul Choksi basically implying that he's a soft target who's being targeted by the government due to its inability to actually extradite bigger players like Vijay Mallya, Lalit Modi and Nirav Modi. I want to understand what kind of options is the government using at this point to get Mehul Choksi back to the country. The Interpol has already said that it cannot issue a red corner notice because Choksi's location is known. What options does the government have before it right now?
Simi, what I would like to explain that what my government sources are saying, that why is Mehul Choksi doing it? What they are saying that under the section 9(4) of the Antigua Extradition Act 1993, the section authorizes the Minister of External Affairs to forward the request of any Commonwealth country for extradition to court, which may result even in provisional arrest. Both India and Antigua are now part of the Commonwealth group. Now that's where lies perhaps the problem, that it seems that the news is tightening around offenders who are fugitive offenders like Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi, Vijay Mallya, and it is perhaps a desperate attempt by Mehul Choksi, since he has challenged the Section 9 read with 4 of the Extradition Act of Antigua. The petition is in court. So what he is trying to do is trying to influence the courts by these public utterances that, one, he is innocent. Second, he has already gone on record to say that the conditions and atmosphere in India is not favorable for his return. There have been instances of mob lynching. Mind it that he has actually gone on record to state there have been instances of mob lynching. What he's trying to do is build an atmosphere as the news tightens around him, to build an atmosphere and pressurize the courts in Antigua to ensure that he is not extradited.
All right, Rahul and Sahil, stay back with us. Let's once again listen in to that response coming in from Mehul Choksi. It's the first time that he's actually speaking out in a video statement. Take a look.
All the allegations labelled by the ED are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same. All the allegations labelled by the ED are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same.
Runaway Diamond Heir Mehul Choksi has issued a video statement from Antigua where he has said that allegations made against him by the ED are false and baseless. He's also said that the probe agency has wrongly attached his property and his assets. He added that his passport was revoked illegally. He's also said that after his passport was suspended, there was no question of him surrendering the same. Remember, this is the first video statement by Mehul Choksi as India pushes for his extradition from Antigua.
All the allegations labelled by the ED are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same. All the allegations labelled by the ED are false and baseless. They have attached my properties illegally without there being any basis of the same. The passport authorities revoked my passport altogether, in view of which I was immobilized on 16 February. I received an email from the passport office which said that my passport has been suspended due to reasons of security threat to India on 20th February. I sent an email to the regional passport office, Mumbai, requesting them to revoke the suspension of my passport. However, I did not receive any reply from the regional passport office. Further, the regional passport office did not give any explanation as on why my passport has been suspended and how I was security threat to the India. Hence, as my passport was suspended, there was no question of surrendering the same.
Let's get a word from Sahil Joshi, who's with us live from Mumbai. Sahil, the response or lack of it from the passport office in Mumbai raises a few questions. Also, what are the real options available before India to get Mehul Choksi back?
First of all, as the investigating agencies have requested Interpol to issue a red corner notice, the way it has been issued against Nirav Modi and his brother and his sister as well. So similarly, they have requested Interpol to issue a red corner notice against Mehul Choksi as well. Now that is something which is pending with Interpol, and Interpol will have to take a decision to issue they have raised certain queries with the investigating agencies, which they have answered. They have replied to the Interpol, and that will be the first step towards that. In fact, even the Indian government has requested the Antiguan government to for the extradition, as was being mentioned by Rahul Srivastav a while back. Now, the reply by the passport office, we are trying to get in touch with the regional passport office here, that why they chose not to reply to Mehul Choksi, or here Mehul Choksi is lying somewhere, because we had found it even earlier that Mehul Choksi had issued a press release saying that in fact, the Antiguan authorities had said that why did they allow the citizenship, accepted the citizenship request of Mehul Choksi, is because the SEBI clean sheet was submitted by Mehul Choksi to the Antiguan authorities. So we checked with the SEBI. SEBI issued a clearly clarification that no such query was raised with the SEBI, first of all, and secondly, the inquiry is still pending, because we checked on the SEBI's website. The order clearly says that further investigation is needed. So that is somewhere Mehul Choksi has played a mischief to get the citizenship from the Antiguan authorities. So, the options are right now limited. Yeah. Simi.
All right, Sahil, I also want to get in a word from Rahul Srivastav, who's with us live from our newsroom. Rahul, very quickly, Mehul Choksi also spoke to a national daily yesterday. In the interview, he said that he's being made a political scapegoat before 2019.
I think, Simi, it's a desperate attempt. It's a desperate attempt. It has happened in the case of Vijay Mallya. We have seen that the moment the noose starts tightening around them, the moment they realize that the two countries are aligned together to get an economic offender into the law net, they start doing this. Mehul Choksi is right now opposing tooth and nail in courts an extradition under the Section 9 of the Extradition Act in Antigua. And under the Commonwealth provisions, Antiguan government is duty-bound to hand over an economic offender of another nation. And that is why he is, through his utterances, trying to influence the courts. It's a very typical thing. We have seen it in India, offenders doing that. Absolutely. It's an attempt to influence the courts in Antigua against extradition.
Absolutely, Rahul. And Sahil, thanks so much for putting these developments in perspective for us. We're going to keep coming back to you for more. We'll also continue tracking developments on this big story with Ankit Tyagi in just a bit. All the latest news and updates are available on indiatoday.in. You can also download the India Today app on your smartphones. Stay with us.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.